In the journey of life, all of us are travelers in search of dreams, destinations, and deeper meanings. However, along this path, you might encounter unexpected obstacles, and these hurdles often take the form of rejections. They might seem like stones that obstruct your progress. But what if I were to tell you that rejections hold more than what meets the eye? What if, within the folds of rejection, we discover concealed secrets, valuable lessons, and the key to personal growth? In this contemplative video, I will reveal that hidden within the intricacies of rejections lies an unexpected gift that can significantly contribute to your personal development. In life, we all confront the stings of rejection in various forms: a job we didn't secure, a declined proposal, unreciprocated love, or a dismissed idea. Most of us typically perceive these rejections in a negative light, letting them demotivate us, disturb our inner peace, or even shape our sense of self-worth. However, what if there's a different way to approach rejection? What if we introduce a perspective where rejection is not a setback, but surprisingly, a gift? This unconventional viewpoint is precisely what Stoicism, an ancient philosophy experiencing a resurgence, brings to us today. We will delve deeply into the Stoic approach to rejection throughout history, shedding light on how this seemingly adverse experience can be a disguised, valuable gift. Have you ever heard of the Stoics? The Stoics were a group of philosophers who emerged over 2,000 years ago. Their philosophy revolves around concepts of resilience, acceptance, and understanding the natural order of things. Stoicism does not shy away from the harsh realities of life. Instead, it provides us with a framework to acknowledge and even embrace these realities. Figures like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius taught that we should seek to comprehend the world around us and recognize the natural order of things. They believed in the dichotomy of control, emphasizing that some things are within our control while others are not. We have control over our thoughts, perceptions, and reactions, whereas most external events, including the actions of others, societal approval, and yes, rejection, lie beyond our direct control. According to the Stoics, our energy is best invested in focusing on things we can control, and we must learn to accept or remain indifferent to things outside of our control. When we apply this perspective to rejection, it initiates a transformative shift in our mindset. We begin to see that rejection is not a personal insult or a measure of our worth. Instead, it is an external event that has occurred, and most importantly, something from which we can learn. Now let's delve into this historical perspective on rejection. The Stoics had a distinctive and empowering approach to adversity. They divided the world into two categories: things we can control and things we cannot. This concept is known as the dichotomy of control. According to the Stoics, only our thoughts, behaviors, and actions are within our control, while external events, the past, the future, other people, and indeed rejection, fall into the category of things we cannot control. The Stoics argued that recognizing this dichotomy is the first step toward living a good and fulfilling life. They believed that we should channel our energy toward what we can change and accept, and remain indifferent to what lies beyond our control. So, where does rejection fit into this framework? Rejection, in its various forms, is undoubtedly an external event. It is something that happens to us, not because of us. We cannot control whether someone will reject our ideas, feelings, or efforts. However, what we can control is our response to it. From a historical perspective, the Stoics regarded rejection as a natural part of life, an opportunity for learning and growth rather than a personal defeat. They viewed rejection as a chance to practice resilience and develop our character. This perspective effectively removes the emotional distress associated with rejection, shifting it from a setback to a stepping stone for personal growth. So, how did the Stoics suggest we deal with rejection from this historical viewpoint? They regarded it as an event entirely beyond their control. It was another person's decision to reject their idea, love, or effort based on their judgment, circumstances, and external variables that were beyond their influence. The Stoics comprehended this well, and as a result, didn't allow rejection to shake their resolve. Nonetheless, this doesn't imply they were indifferent to it. Quite the opposite, the Stoics firmly believed that every event, including rejection, carries valuable lessons for us. Rejection, for them, served as a tool for personal development and profound growth. For instance, when a Stoic faced the rejection of an idea, they would turn inward and ask themselves, "What can I learn from this? How can I enhance my idea? How can I communicate it more effectively in the future?" They did not dwell on the negative feelings associated with rejection. Instead, they focused on how to evolve from it. They understood that not all rejection reflects their shortcomings. Sometimes rejection occurs due to the circumstances of the other person, their preferences, or their understanding of the situation, and that's perfectly acceptable. For the Stoics, this was part of the natural order of things. To Stoics, rejection presented an opportunity for growth, character strengthening, resilience testing, and a chance to put their philosophy into practice. In the face of rejection, they maintained their composure, stayed composed, and concentrated on what they could control: their response. Now let's delve into some Stoic practices that can empower us to deal with rejection more constructively. This brings us to the core of the matter. Why did the Stoics consider rejection a gift? Instead of viewing rejection as a setback or failure, the Stoics regarded it as an opportunity, a gift that promotes personal growth, resilience, and new perspectives. Firstly, rejection prompts us to re-evaluate our views, behaviors, or ideas. It encourages us to take a step back, observe our actions, and ask essential questions. It leads us to consider whether our approach requires adjustment, our communication style refinement, or our ideas maturation. As a well-known Stoic philosopher said, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Secondly, rejection urges us to become stronger. It tests our resilience and shows us that we have the capacity to deal with and overcome adversity. As the Stoic Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius beautifully articulated, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, the obstacles we face, including rejection, can pave the way for our growth. Lastly, rejection can transform our perspective. It reminds us that life isn't solely about obtaining what we desire, it's also about finding contentment within ourselves. It teaches us that our worth isn't determined by external validation, but by our virtue and character. As another prominent Stoic expressed, just that you do the right thing, the rest doesn't matter. In essence, rejection can be a powerful tool for self-improvement, resilience, and self-awareness. When viewed from this perspective, rejection indeed appears to be a gift, albeit a challenging one, guiding us toward becoming better versions of ourselves. So, the next time you encounter rejection, rather than succumbing to disappointment, ask yourself, what's the gift here? This subtle shift in perception can bring about profound changes in your life, reshaping how you perceive and navigate your personal and professional journey. As we conclude, remember the Stoic teaching: the obstacle is the way. And sometimes that obstacle may very well be rejection, presenting you with an unexpected gift, guiding you down a path you may not have considered, but one that you might be destined to tread.